pet peeve, and these words, if you know me, trigger me very much, and that is train smarter, not harder. And it doesn't matter if it's a normal person saying it, if it's an athlete saying it, or if it's a coach saying it. And actually, I think it's bordering on coaching malpractice if they actually say it. And I know why they say it, but they don't realise that it actually undermines the whole point of them actually being there coaching someone. I know why it's said, and it's because it's what most people want to hear, and they want to hear that you don't actually have to train very hard, you don't have to be too consistent, and you can just go into the gym and piss about and train with 5 reps in the tank on all your exercises and not do your squats and deadlifts and make all these amazing gains and get so strong and handsome. And it's just a lot of pish. And the reason that I'll prove to you that this is true is that next time you go in the gym, I want you to just take a look around and look at everyone who looks like shit and is lifting pissy little weights, and see how many of them are like that because they're absolutely beasting themselves to the point of exhaustion, and they're actually overtraining and overly fatiguing themselves, and they just can't recover from training. And compare that to how many people are like that because their training is about as much effort as changing the TV channel. And I think you'll find that there will maybe be the odd kind of outlier that is pushing themselves really, really hard and probably hindering themselves a wee bit, but most people are just training with all the apathy of a sloth that's just a brain aneurysm. And again, coaches just want to spout that out because it's what you want to hear, and they want to make the whole process of building muscle and getting stronger as appealing as possible. And most people would like it to be quite a leisurely experience and not exert themselves too much and never be too sore and tired from their training, and it's just like selling them the dream. And it really just does my tits in. And I also know this because over the 4 years I've been coaching, 99% of people that come to me need to be training harder, and of that 99%, I'd probably say about 70% also need to train smarter as well. There's maybe been a handful of people that have previously just been bursting themselves and just overdoing it and just leaving absolutely nothing in the tank every set, every session, and I need to rein them back in and get them doing a little bit less and just being a little bit smarter with things and not actually harder at all. And those are the outliers, and I would almost accept if the phrase was train smarter and harder, but again, most people don't need to hear that they need to train smarter. Most people need pushed on more. And changing gears here for anyone who's telling themselves it, and again, just looking for an excuse as to why they don't actually need to train so hard. I go back to the old judo days where I was just like kind of part of the junior team, starting to train full time, and I was surrounded by senior athletes, and there was those that were getting towards the end of their career, late 20s, early 30s, and there's direct correlation that the guys at that stage of their careers saying that they can't do as many sessions, they can't push themselves as hard, they need to take easier rounds, lift less weights in the gym, do less conditioning, all under the guise of train smarter, not harder, and seeing their results start to drop off, and effectively them start to go back over the hill and start to just fall down the ladder. But the ones who did continue to push themselves as hard and keep their training as close to what it was in their prime, and not just kind of look for the shortcuts and the easy way out, those are the guys that continue to stay at the top level and continue to win and get results and be the top dogs. And there maybe was some subtleties in their training that maybe dialed things back a bit, but it wasn't like it overcame them and they were just basically publicly being lazy soft bastards. A lot of the shite is perpetuated from coaches at all levels, and I just like look around and I'm like, as a coach, how can you possibly say that the majority of people need to be told to not train as hard? Like, genuinely, are you living on a different planet from me? Just in general, it gets quite easy to see why so many people gravitate towards guys like Jeff Nippert, who are obviously very analytical and sciencey and very good at conflating very simple concepts and making it sound so complex and making them like sound like they've just cured fucking brain cancer. Whilst you're seeing them doing all the fancy stuff, you're seeing them not train particularly hard, and then that makes you think, oh well, I actually don't need to push myself that much. I can leave multiple reps in the tank every single set, never push myself close to failure, never take myself to the point of exhaustion, and I can get gains like him. Which obviously opens the door to, well, how has he got such good results if he doesn't train very hard? And to that I would say that if he actually did push himself harder, it would be even better. And I think he sort of proved that when he's done his like year-long perfect training experiment, where he did push himself more and he was taking more sets close to failure. At the end of the day, a lot of it is all just perpetuated by coaches telling people what they want to hear, not what they need to hear, and trying to say that, oh, you can make all these amazing gains and get so strong and handsome just by like doing the bare minimum and keeping like 6 reps in the tank and not doing the hard exercises like squats and deadlifts and all the comfy machines. I just don't know how as a coach you can like look around at most people in gyms and think that, yeah, the majority of people need to be told to not train as hard. Honestly, it dumbfounds me. And it just sort of brings me to the whole purpose of being a coach and what I think your purpose is when you're coaching someone. And just the way that I am on my social media, I'm always going to push you to do more. Like, it's a bit pointless listening to, and I'm talking about you guys, listening to someone like me who you trust and who hopefully gives you some help with training and opinion you value. It's a bit pointless me telling you to do less and do easier stuff. You don't need to be told that. You're always going to find a reason to pull yourself back, miss sessions, not train as hard, take the easy options. And I'm not having a go at you, it's just the reality. I just don't see the merit in me coming on here and telling you to keep doing less, more of less, less of more. And it's amplified even more when I'm coaching someone directly, and that's what I say to my clients, like, when you've got me here, it's pointless me just telling you to do the easy way out, whether it be, you know, finding it hard to fit sessions in, or it's awkward circumstances to fit session in, pulling back on days rather than pushing on. You don't need me there to tell you not to do that. You can do that on your own. What I feel my job is like, right, okay, you've got a shitty schedule this week. Let's find a way to fit training in, even if it's quite awkward and uncomfortable. Or you don't feel like training, but let's actually just drag yourself to the gym and get through the workout. For whatever reason, it's going to be hard to really push yourself on, but you know what, I'm going to tell you to go in and try your best rather than just like cut back before you've even started. Most of you guys, you don't need encouragement to pull back, and the reason that you're not getting to where you are, or you're not there yet, isn't for beasting yourself within an inch of your life and just doing too much. It's just shite if you genuinely, honestly believe that. And don't get misconstrued that I'm telling you to beast yourself within an inch of your life, 7 days a week, twice a day. Like, there is obviously some nuance to what I'm saying here, and again, there is a part of smart training, and you should be trying to get the most amount of benefit from the least amount of time, essentially, and being efficient. But the way that you do that is by pushing yourself as much as you can. And there is going to be times where you need to pull back and all that stuff. So please don't get misconstrued. But in terms of what the default setting is for most people, it isn't pushing forward when they should be pulling back. It's pull back when they should be pushing forward. And if you are somebody that thinks that they actually do just train too hard and you need a smarter approach and that's what's holding you back, then you actually need a coach to rein you in and obviously give you that smart plan. The saying that I always like to use is you find the smartest plan possible and train as hard as possible within it. But again, for most people that are in gyms, they ain't needing to train smarter, not harder. And again, when you're banging out posts on social media, you should be speaking to the majority, not the minority. I had to get that off my chest because I've seen it twice today from coaches on Instagram. And you know what, see, to be honest, I probably shouldn't actually hold the coaches responsible that much, because it was ChatGPT captions that had spat it out, and that's going to be the next pet peeve if it keeps up, is the straight copy and paste from ChatGPT that is just like so unbelievably rife, and so much for having a personal brand or a personal message when you're just literally just seeing what a flipping computer spits out. But anyway, topic for a different day, that might be the next rant.